Football matches at Croke Park League did battle at Croke Park to see which two of them would contest this year's league decider. On the first game, the Munster champions Clare came face to face with the All-Ireland champions Donegal. The commentator is Marty Morrissey.
Referee is Pat Casserly from St. Loban's Club in Westmeath. His biggest match so far, and it's the battle of the champions. All-Ireland champions Donegal against the Munster champions Clare. And Clare won the toss, and the Clare captain Jerry Kelly decided to play with wind advantage in this first half. And it's interesting that Clare have already made one positional switch, bringing Francis McInerney to full forward and Pat Murray to centre half forward. This is Tom Morrissey bursting through. That's the first free after just 26 seconds of play. Clare with wind advantage with the first chance of registering a score. This is Dennis Russell making only his second visit to Croke Park ever in his life, and he sends that wide. This is Martin Daly. He really has been playing very well at corner forward since he came onto the team. Well blocked down by Brian Murray. Martin McHugh. Back to Brian Murray, looking for support. James McHugh is coming to his right. This is McHugh. Great running by Donegal. Aidan Maloney. Well, that's a questionable decision. I must say, I thought that James McHugh was charging with the ball. The referee says no. And it's the first free this time for Donegal. Declan Bonner. And the All-Ireland champions register their first score. 1 point for Donegal. No score for Clare. Pat Murray. Now he is the full forward this afternoon, at least that's where he's listed. Normally plays club football with Milton Malbec around midfield. Frankie Griffin. Anthony Malloy. Certainly, Donegal are getting a grip in the early stages of midfield. Declan Bonner knocking it down for Barry Cunningham. And the Clare defence staying solid. It's certainly Donegal look to be that little bit more dangerous at the moment. Declan Bonner. Oh, he hit that well. Dropping in under the crossbar. Good calling by Tom Morrissey. That to a certain extent indicates the sort of pressure that Clare find themselves, not settling that well. In towards Manus Boyle, Tony Boyle. Giving it back outside to Anthony Malloy in space. Another shot and another point. And a very good score by Donegal. Well worthy of leading by 2 points. To recall again that Clare have wind advantage in this first half. Hence McInerney giving it back to Dennis Russell. Testing ball for Gary Walsh, and he came through the test with honours. Gary Walsh's kick out, knocked away brilliantly by Frankie Griffin. Picked up by Barry McGowan. Anthony Malloy. Donegal are playing like champions. That's over elaboration. The referee says yes. Anthony, you're guilty. And quickly taken. Down towards Jerry Calleen, and well, almost well held on, and he's fouled, says the referee. So another free for Clare. On the Donegal 45, Jerry Calleen. Really back to top form at the moment. Sending in a ball which is sailing over the crossbar. The first score in a league semi-final for Clare since 1947. It took 7.5 minutes. Gary Walsh's kick out are quite good considering that the breeze is quite strong. Donald Reid giving it back to James McHugh, being tackled by Pat Murray. Back to Reid, to Martin McHugh. And his tussle with Judge O'Ryan, I feel, will be vital this afternoon. Oh, that's a great ball by Tony Boyle. I don't think he meant it, but it worked out brilliantly. Declan Bonner being tackled by Jerry Kelly, fouled, free for Declan Bonner. The target is Tony Boyle. Gets there ahead of Aidan Maloney. Referee allowing the advantage. Sending in a ball. Grabbed by Manus Boyle and sent over the mark. A good score for Donegal. And certainly made by Tony Boyle. It's interesting actually that of Donegal's points so far, 2 of them have come from the full forward line. And it was created by Tony Boyle into Manus. Poor defending by Clare. He took his point well. Francis McInerney knocking it down to gather it himself, giving it to Pat Murray. Back to Francis McInerney, just taking his eye off it. Giving it onside to Noel Roach. Noel will go through. He always loves to take on a defence. He's fouled and a free in for Clare. It's interesting that the criticism I had of the Clare management team seems to have, well, at least the message was received, because this free from the same angle is being taken by Jojo Ryan. Scored 2 against Mayo. It's usually fairly efficient from that side. Not this time, in the tricky breeze. Donegal come out with it. Oh, sloppy defending. Comes down to Jerry Killeen. Outside. An effort, and that's a good point by Dennis Russell. The 19-year-old, his last visit to Croke Park was to see Clare play Dublin last August. And this was terrible defending by Donegal, really. By Donald Reid in particular. Intercepted by Jerry Killeen, and he had to battle hard to get it out to Russell, and the cool 19-year-old from Kilkee slotted it over. Gary Walsh's kick-outs getting a little bit short all the time. Well fielded by Noel Roach. Giving it back to Jojo, and he's fouled. Frankie Griffin, and the referee says no, you can't take it that quickly. He wants to take it from exactly where the foul was committed. Jerry Killeen, more or less in front of the post, but just outside the 45. Yes! Excellent point for Clare. The sides are level after 16 minutes of play in the first half. Now that the Clare team has settled a little bit, the Clare crowd have also settled and get into full voice. But Anthony Malloy, that wind is very difficult to play against. That's the strength of the breeze here at Croke Park, very strong, as Seamus Clancy takes the line ball. It's a terrible ball, given straight to Anthony Malloy, to Gavigan. Good ball for Aidan Maloney, running to Martin McHugh. Declan Bonner. Tony Boyle has gone inside. This is Tony coming into picture. Difficult angle, but he tucks it. Beautiful point. Excellent play by Donegal and by Tony Boyle. And now the full forward line has scored for Donegal. This was great work by Declan Bonner. Martin McHugh in fact gave it to Bonner. And Tony Boyle, this shows why he's the best full forward in the county at the moment. Difficult angle, puts it over. Ball from Pat Murray to Martin Daly. This is on to Dennis Russell. Martin Shovlin trying to stay with him, and Shovlin did well there. That's good defending by Shovlin. Gathers the loose break. Back to Martin Gavigan. To Brian Murray. That's great play by Donegal, in fairness. The overlapping and the support play, excellent. Martin McHugh, free for the All-Ireland champions. And the ball sent in towards Tony Boyle. Aidan Maloney. Tony Boyle certainly has the better of Maloney at the moment. Back to James McHugh. Younger McHugh going in for a shot. Oh, brilliant play by Donegal. That's why they are the All-Ireland champions. They have worked hard in difficult conditions against the breeze to put Donegal 2 points in front. Great work by James McHugh. He had to really survive 3 challenges and took his point. Jerry Kelly. Let's cut the messing, lads. Let's get it up. Matt Gallagher. He may not have had a blinder against Derry, but he's doing well on Francis McInerney at fullback. Donal Reid to Barry McGowan from Killybegs, the Donegal county champions. Martin McHugh. Again they aim to try and find one of the boys. This time they find Clancy. Loose pass. That's a terrible pass to Frankie Griffin. Barry Cunningham. In towards Manus Boyle. That's good defending by Noel Roach, and a very hefty challenge by Manus Boyle, and Noel felt the pain of it. This is the incident now again, and it's Noel Roach, right half forward, coming back to defend, and he beat Manus Boyle. There was the punch, clearly by Manus Boyle. And I wouldn't blame John Mahon if he's a little bit concerned at the moment. You know, despite Donegal's clear dominance, they lead by just 2 points, but it must be said that they are playing against the breeze. It's a good ball up towards Pat Murray. Jerry Killeen coming across. Martin Daly. And that has to be a free for Clare. There's no Roach, in fact, that was going down at it. So it's a free for the Kilkee man and for the Bannacounty. The unique style of Jojo Ruine. Cool, calm, slots it over the bar, making 5 points to 4 after almost 28 minutes in fact. The referee starts the second half with Donegal, the All-Ireland champions, playing with wind advantage and leading by 1 point. But certainly they've received a blow at half-time because Martin McHugh was unable to continue. Noel Hegarty now comes in at centre half forward. Declan Bonner. Jerry Kelly staying with him. Outside him is James McHugh. Has a shot which sails over the bar. Excellent score and a great start for Donegal. James McHugh, his second point of the league semi-final. Fine kick out by Carl Walsh. Knocked away by Brian Murray. Jojo is going back to gather it. Frankie Griffin. And not available immediately. Plenty of Donegal players, but Brian knocks it down to Noel Roach. Ball up towards Martin Daly. Towards Doherty. Donal Reid allowing him to pick it up. Jerry Killeen with a fairly hefty challenge. Back to Donal Reid. Half blocked down and out over the line. Line ball for Donegal. Barry McGowan gathering it. Left corner back, can play anywhere. Comes down towards Tony Boyle. Oh, beautiful point by Boyle. Knocked down by Declan Bonner, and that's why the Donegal full forward line is lethal around goal. Three points between the sides. Pat Murray. Up towards Dennis Russell. Back to Francis McInerney. Hasn't really been seen in this match so far. Willing to take on Martin Gavigan. Still McInerney. You don't get inside Martin Gavigan that easily. The referee seems to think, yes indeed, that Francis McInerney was over carrying. Correct decision. 3 out for Donegal. To be honest, to play Donegal at their game, you need to be a lot better at the support play, and that support is not there for Clare. Anthony Malloy going high. It would have been a great catch if he could have held on to it. Martin Shovlin sends it up towards Tony Boyle, but leaves it behind him. This is wee James McHugh going for another point. Oh, brilliant! A touch of class called James McHugh from Kilcar. 3 points for McHugh, 8 points for Donegal. Now watch this for deadly finishing. James McHugh survived a fairly hefty challenge from Aidan Maloney. No more messing, straight over. Shane Seamus Clancy. Frankie Griffin. He has to run at them, and Frankie is the man to do it. Still Frankie Griffin. Dennis Russell has gone inside. This is Russell trying to get through, and Gary Walsh is there. He read it well, the Donegal custodian. Seamus Clancy, the man who inspires players in the past. Back to Jerry Killeen, and the first score of the second half for the Munster champions. And it was Clancy and Killeen combined to make it 8 points to 5. This was well done. Ball that came in, which Gary Walsh cleared, but it was the hard work of Seamus Clancy. Survives the challenge and the elbow, giving it to Killeen, and despite almost dropping it, had the courage to have a lash at it and send it over. And Colm Clancy, the hero for Clare against Kerry in the Munster final, the goal scorer, is in, and gone off is Brendan Roine, the number 9. Again, Anthony Malloy adds to it. John Enright, really hefty, more or less ran into Barry Cunningham more than anything else. John Enright, really sweet footballer, and a good sportsman, gets on, he gets up with it. The Clare team have produced sparkling performances in the past in the second half. Coincidentally, normally against the breeze. But at the moment, Donegal look to be by far the better team. Donald Reid. Manus Boyle. He's trying to bring Seamus Clancy out of position. This is John Enright. Giving it outside to Barry Cunningham. A shot! Oh! A magnificent goal! Barry Cunningham from Killybegs salutes the people of Donegal with an absolute cracker of a goal, and rightly so they celebrate. Manus Boyle, a tactic by McNiff to bring Seamus Clancy out of position. It came in, John Enright, a little bit unfortunate, unable to hold on to it. But look at this, Noel Hegarty giving it to Barry Cunningham, and bang! Right into the roof. It took a deflection en route, but what a goal. Picked up by Tom Morrissey. He has the strength to push away Manus Boyle. And Martin Shovlin. Great play by the Clare man. Decides against giving the pass. But the blocking down by Donegal, superb. A terrible challenge by Jerry Killeen on Martin Shovlin. It's a free out for Donegal. To Shovlin's credit, he just didn't even bat an eyelid, but just continued on. So Martin Flynn comes in for Dennis Russell to try and improve this Clare attack. Martin Shovlin hit a belt there by Jojo Roine, and referee will have to come in and sort it out quickly, because Jojo Roine caught Martin Shovlin clearly on the jaw, and referee Pat Casserly is telling everybody to cool matters down. And Martin Shovlin is still down. So Jojo Roine is being booked by the referee. So Martin Shovlin is okay, as Tony Boyle and Ed Maloney wait for the ball from Brian Murray's free. Knocked away by Ed Maloney. Comes down to Jojo Roine. Tearing through the centre of Croke Park. Now he has plenty of support from former Jerry Kelly. Decides to send it up towards Martin Flynn. Knocked away. Goes back outside. Colm Clancy was fouled, and a free in for Clare. Referee not allowing the quick free. So Jerry Killeen, with 20 minutes gone now in the second half, just might be satisfied to tap it over the bar. That's exactly what Jerry Killeen does, getting his 4th point of this semi-final. And now, just 5 points between the sides, 1-8 to 6. The Clare crowd get behind their team as Barry Cunningham lays it off to Anthony Malloy. Give it back to James McHugh. Martin Shovlin coming up to help out. Brian Murray sending it in. Oh, that is a wonderful point. A great response by Brian Murray, and he enjoyed that one because it curled in at the last moment. Good score. Well, that's the sign of a good team, that when their opponents can score, they respond quickly with an inspirational sort of point. Aidan Maloney, good clearance down towards Pat Murray. Shovlin comes in with a boot, and the referee is going to book Martin Shovlin now. But I think it was more an effort to stop Pat Murray breaking through rather than any dirty challenge. I think he knew that Pat Murray was about to expose him. Tom Morrissey, oh, terrible giveaway to Martin Shovlin. Seamus Clancy, let's go back to Barry Cunningham. Karl Walsh advancing and bravely gets a boot to it. And well done, Karl Walsh, good reading. This is the incident again. Karl Walsh had to advance quickly, possibly had time to gather it, but decided not to take any chances. Oh, wonderful fielding by Malloy. Excellent. Well, Clare thought they had a good midfield combination in Tom Morrissey and Brendan Rowan. But to be honest, they have no answer to Anthony Malloy and Brian Murray. 5 minutes left in this league semi-final. Declan Bonner to take the free. And he puts it fully over the bar. The All-Ireland champions must now be surely on their way to the league final. And again, Malloy trying to knock it down to Brian Murray. Martin Shovlin coming in and Judge Ryan. Great harassment, great pressure by Donegal. This is Donald Reid. Jerry Kelly coming in bravely, picked up by James McHugh. Karl Walsh advancing once more. Out to Seamus Clancy. To Noel Roach. Johnny Boyle. Going back to Harris. Frankie Griffin. John Enright. Met by a fair shoulder from Martin Shovlin. Back to Noel Roach. Did well to gather it. Frankie Griffin. Francis McInerney to his right. Still Frankie Griffin. This is McInerney. Goal on here. Takes the point. I think he was trying for it. Really, he was a bit optimistic, but he's satisfied with a point. The 7th point of the afternoon for Clare. 110-7. And again, Clare relying very much on their half-back line to come forward. Frankie Griffin in particular on the right side. Gave it to Francis McInerney. Drove it with all his might over the bar. Anthony Malloy. Tony Boyle. Half blocked down by Ed Maloney, and Karl Walsh unable to keep it in. So 45 for Donegal. Manus Boyle hits it sweetly over the bar. Donegal with 11, Clare 7 points. An interested spectator here is Cork selector Teddy Holland. Wonder what he thinks of Clare now. Barry McGowan, his left cornerback. This Donegal team love to attack. Over towards Declan Bonner. Oh! And picked up an injury there from Jerry Kelly in his back, and Declan Bonner went down and looks to be in some pain, in fairness to him. It was an accidental clash. As Clare continue on, Jerry Kelly gives the free, but the referee has decided to hold it as Declan Bonner is still down. And Declan, as you can see, in a certain amount of anguish, and they more or less fell over each other, but I think it was Declan's back more than anything else. This is the incident where Declan Bonner got injured. He slipped there and Jerry Kelly leaped over him. As you can see, he held his back immediately. It was an accident more than anything else, and Declan Bonner in some pain. And Donegal obviously bringing in a substitute. This is Jim McGuinness, who's been given a run. as the stretcher is being brought in for Declan Bonner. Always very sad to see in any football match a player going off, but Declan Bonner getting a warm round of applause. Donegal go back into the attack, over towards Tony Boyle, on the run, half blocked down by Aidan Maloney. Oh, superb play by Tony Boyle. 3 points by one of the best full forward in the country at the moment. Look at this, for simplicity in motion. This is the way forward should be doing it. On the run, no messing around, straight over. Clare trying to open up a Donegal defence that has indeed given them a lesson this afternoon. And Colm Clancy and Matt Gallagher, and the umpire has kept his arm up as the referee goes in. He's decided to just allow it to play to continue. He's keeping an eye on them, however. Runs all the way towards Tom Morrissey. Oh yes! Well, Tom has woken up, and so has Clare. And the smile says it all. It's simple. A great goal for Clare, which has brought spirit back to the Banner County, and a more respectable look on the scoreboard. The ball coming in. He was sloppy, but Tom Morrissey just pulled at it and gave Gary Walsh no chance. And the referee in fact says, that's it. Donegal, the All-Ireland champions, worthy champions, prove a point by qualifying for their first league final. But Donegal worthy of qualifying for the league final by a scoreline of 1 goal and 12 points to 1 goal and 7.
We've got good forwards, the team's relatively fit, and it's the short type of game we like to play, you know, and we can vary it as well to play the long type ball inside. But things are going well at the moment. We're just going to have to keep it going now for 2 weeks' time.
We have always been a very experienced team, but when we won the All-Ireland, you know, that gave us a great confidence, of course, and that's probably made us into a far better team than we were probably this time last year.
Our attack didn't play up to par today, and certainly against a team of Donegal's calibre, you want to be putting away at least 60 or 70% of your chances. We didn't, and that certainly is an area we'll be working on in the next couple of weeks.
Well, no joy for Clare, but Donegal into their first league final, and within a match of doing the double. Well, after the game, the Donegal players and officials were able to sit back and have a look at who they'd be facing in the final. The second of the semis was certainly a game of interest, the meeting of Kerry and Dublin, and a throwback to those great games of the 70s and 80s. Ger Canning describes some of the crucial scores from this latest encounter.
Sean Burke coming in here, looked a bit tentative before the start of the match, the Kerry captain. Big occasion for what was largely a young Kerry team. Owen Liston, one of the experienced heads, back towards Eamon Breen, having a bit of work to do, however. Paul Kern going across there into Liston. Immediately thought about the pass. Carol O'Dwyer ready to run up defences, but having to run wide across the field rather than being able to cut through the defence. Breeze holding it up quite considerably, fisted away to Deegan. Jack Sheedy making the call. And again, selflessly taking up a very good position. Stephen Stark can't contain it, nor guide him. It's Sean Burke crossing the 45-metre line. In towards Timmy Fleming. Fleming on a good run. Sean Burke dispossessed, tipped away. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Carol O'Dwyer coming up to take it. He scored against Mayo a couple of weeks back. This in the league semi-final. And he's put it against the post and back, but Owen Liston's coming in, pushed, and it's gone over the bar. But did he get a clean striking action on the ball? That's what the Dublin backs are wondering. Oh, a right bit of drama down in front of John O'Leary's goal. Liston again. Battling with Dermot Deasy. Scores few and far between. Many Kerry misses. Pa Dennehy raiding. Kieran Walsh trying to put in a challenge. Bernard McGilligan shooting, and he's put it over the bar. Phelan assisted by Sheedy. Tommy Carr going forward. Did he throw it? Phelan fed inside to Vinnie Murphy, and what about this for a fine piece of goalkeeping? Such a good place kicker normally, but this one has tailed to the left and it's gone wide. Dublin's, the backs were sucked in towards the left-hand side. There was Pa Denny away on the right, and that's a good left-footed kick. It's Kerry ahead by a point. Kieran Walsh to kick this one. The St. Anne's man across towards Jack Sheedy's corner. Run over there, however, by Pat Slattery. Kicked it down towards Eamon Breen. It's fisted away by Keith Barr, but only as far as the raiding Maurice Fitzgerald. Oh, off the post and down to Carlo Dwyer. He's put it over the bar when he should surely have had a goal. 3 points between them. Tommy Carr back to Pat Gilroy. Dublin needing a score badly. And they won't get it just there. Oh, will they? They will! It's gone out over the end line and wide. It was out and it was wide. Paul Phelan is back into the Kerry half back line, and Eamon Breen has it. That's a nice pass outside to Carlo Dwyer, looking for the score. And he's put it up and over. Deegan. 11 minutes to go. Towards Charlie Redmond. Was he being restrained there by Liam O'Flaherty? Yes, he was. O'Flaherty deemed to have pushed. The free is quickly taken. Inside to Niall Guyden. Dublin looking. Dublin with the ball. 19 minutes into the second half. A great piece of opportunism. Dublin a point ahead, a quickly taken free, and credit Niall Guyden for getting into position. Very quickly taken. Guyden was in like a flash. There was nothing the backs could do about it. There was a big gap and he exploded it. Score, a goal by Niall Guyden, 19 minutes into the second half. A piece of quick thinking, a free that was quickly taken, and Dublin on their way to another National League decider.
Yeah, we picked up a few nice breaks towards the end of the game, which made a bit of a difference, and it worked out well for us in the end.
In a game like that, when it's so tight, you've got to take your chances. If you don't take your chances, then I suppose you can't expect to be in there. But it was so ding-dong that we missed a penalty, even though we got a point from the episode. And then Carl also had a chance of a goal later on. And but you know, that's the way it goes. You know, at that level, you get your chance. You don't take them, then you pay the full consequence.
Are you going to build now on what you've established so far, or is it a case of going back to the drawing boards once again?
Yeah, no, I think it's no question of drawing board. I think we have the nucleus of a good team there, Ger. But you know, I think we'd have learned from the experience if that's any good to us. I think I would expect that 11, 12, 13 of those players will play in the Munster Championship, and I'd be hoping that we'll be improving the whole time and being able to rattle for the championship.
Well, Kerry with some ground to make up, but Dublin to the final for a repeat of last year's All-Ireland final pairing. And what a wonderful programme that will make for this season's Sunday Game series, which begins on May 2nd. Finals of the National League's championship action throughout the summer. The Sunday Game is back on May 2nd, Sunday nights, Network 2, 8 p.m. Yes, the Sunday Game, which starts tomorrow week. Well, normally now, when clubs reach a milestone in their history, they organise something like a festival or a tournament. But Napushi Club and Cork, celebrating their Golden Jubilee, have come up with something different. It's a week of top-class coaching for the so-called weaker counties of hurling, and some 60 people will be involved in the first week in July. It sounds like an expensive venture, but the Cork lads have organised it for just £25. And Marty Morrissey just had to find out how they managed it. We'll be taking a look at that in a moment, but just before we do that, can I refer back to tomorrow's game, 2 matches in fact, in Semple Stadium reporting.
For Ireland, they will make your heart thrill. The boys, they will not harm you. The girls, they will not shadow you. Parents look to us as the boys of Fairhill. come on, boys, and spend the day. Whistle, Harrier club so gay, the cry of the hounds it'll make.
And the Piersig Hurling and Football Club has made a significant contribution to the game, but more importantly to the psychological, social and cultural well-being of its people. Founded in 1943, the Piersig members have worked voluntarily and extensively to build a foundation for the club, establish a niche for itself on the banks of the Lee, and enhance its reputation locally and nationally.
We won the first junior title in 1947. We then progressed to a county title in 1953 and competed at intermediate level for a few years. We progressed to senior in 1957 and we have been competing at senior ranks ever since.
Obviously, over those 50 years, coaching has been very, very important to the development of Na Piersig.
Yes, well, we take great pride in our youth of Fallenry area, boys and girls, and we have a very, very strong underage section. And obviously, coaching, teaching them the skills of the game, hurling and football, is very important to us for future years.
As if to emphasise their commitment to coaching, the club organises over the winter months indoor hurling for boys and girls. Played with plastic hurleys and a soft ball, it eliminates the fear of playing with sticks and certainly keeps hesitant parents happy.
We would consider this an introduction to the real thing. You know, first of all, it engenders a love of hurling, and it certainly leads to an interest in the real thing later on. From now on, we'll be outdoors, you know, playing the real thing. But as I say, this background we find, is very, very helpful.
Na Piersig's commitment to coaching resulted in several county titles, culminating in the big one, the Cork Senior Hurling title in 1990. This year sees the club enjoy its Golden Jubilee, and to celebrate has come up with a novel idea.
Well, 12 months before our Golden Jubilee came up, we formed what we call a Golden Jubilee committee, and they came up with several ideas. Some were cultural and moreover, some of them were obviously on the playing side. And one of I suppose really the biggest idea was that we'd have a coaching course to promote hurling. We've long been associated with promoting hurling with youth and that type of thing. So we decided this year to promote a hurling coaching course for the 12-week counties, and we've invited 5 individuals from each of those counties to come down and visit us here in July, and we're accommodating them here at our expense here and promote hurling. This will involve a coaching course with a lot of cock